Good evening, RIT. It's awesome to be up here again. I have three basic messages tonight that I'll kind of run through the speech here. One is gratitude. Then we're going to talk a little bit about early detection. And then we're going to talk about thriving. All right? So first, gratitude. Thank you very much for being here. And I say that not just for myself, but for all survivors. Because survivors have you, the American Cancer Society, and the work that's done in the science to try and overcome cancer to the credit of our survival. The testing, the surgery, the treatment that I received is all what was developed out of the science that was funded by the American Cancer Society and brought about because of efforts like yours. The future of what we're going to deal with, how we're going to deal with cancer, and how we're going to diagnose cancer, and how we're going to defeat cancer, is thanks to what you're doing here tonight. So, one of the things about that gratitude, and one of the things that's come out of that science, is a recognition that if we can detect cancer and find it early, we can do a lot to defeat it. To defeat it on a case-by-case basis by knowing that it's there and being able to wipe it out. I'm one of those lucky people because I was detected early. Now, you know, I teach anatomy and physiology here. I'm the director of the exercise science program. I'm a pretty healthy, fit, maybe formerly athletic guy, but I was someone who thought, look, I am healthy, man. I am so healthy. What do I have to bother go getting that test for? Well, let me tell you, my wife was having none of that. She said, you're going to go get that test. Off I go get the test. So I'm doing the colonoscopy, right? Now, I just mentioned A and P, didn't I? So whether or not you're under anesthesia is a choice. If you want to stay awake, you can. And being an anatomist, I did. I wanted to watch. So there I was, laying on the table, the TV's right up over there, so I can see it. And you know what they do? Yes, you do. But what they do is, tell you what, grab my first picture, Sarah. Now, not everyone's going to be able to see that screen, but over on that screen is a picture of the human digestive tract, right? So what they do is they start at where the little A is, right? Put it in, run it all the way to the end of your large intestine. And then they pull it back out. And as they pull it back out, that's when they're looking. That's when they're examining. They don't examine on the way in, only on the way out. So, you look at picture A over there, and you see down at the bottom of the large intestine, there shows a tumor, right? It's labeled. And that's exactly where my tumor was. But I was laying on the table, kind of enjoying the show, until they pull back and they go past this red, bloody, gooey, virulent thing. Man, I thought it was like a rotten tomato that somehow got left in there. I was like, ugh, what is that? And then I hear the doctor, tumor on the discal cecum, tumor on the cecum. And he keeps on going, and I'm like, wait, did he say tumor? And I'm just watching, you know, and he finishes the trip and he comes out and he leans over and he says, well, I guess, you know, you got cancer. I said, yeah, I guess so, man. You know? Oh, you know, I mean, I walked into that place with all the arrogance of a fit and healthy guy who thought I'd have the cleanest colon in the county. To have cancer? No way, no freaking way, not me, man. And he goes, well, you saw it, you know, you saw it. What? You're laying here awake watching, and I'm like, whoa. So I have to leave, and I walk out of there, and I'm like, whoa, man, your whole world is just suddenly changing. The big C, the thing that, you know, is happened to you. So I go home and I kind of, share with my family, and, we kind of decide what to do next. We meet with a surgeon, and then as you see over there, I had that surgery. They took the ascending colon out with the tumor intact and tied the other two ends together. And that was very fortunate because there was no metastasis into the rest of my body. It took 3 years to make sure of that, but no spread of cancer to the rest of my body. They just removed that piece, sewed up the two ends, they healed up, and I'm back at it. I've been through testing to make sure of that, but that is a cure. And that's what I'm saying happens when you have the early detection. So make sure that you don't let the arrogance of your good health, the disbelief, or the discomfort, you can stay awake if you want, from doing these kinds of early detections. And for colon cancer, they have a number of different tests that don't really involve a colonoscopy. A colonoscopy is not the only way to detect colon cancer. There's much more comfortable ways of doing this as well. Now, you can look at skin cancer, you can look at lung cancer, you can look at bone cancer, cancers that when found early can be treated. And it's very important that you conference with your doctor, conference with your healthcare professional, and make sure that's done. And I'm standing here telling you that if I had not had that done, that year, the next year, another year after that, that thing would have perfed, and those cells would have metastasized. Then we're talking liver cancer, pancreatic cancer, the serious organ cancers that will, are often fatal. So colon cancer is the kind of thing, you get it early, you can make a big prevention. So I'm looking out here at a lot of young, healthy, fit people. And I want to make sure you stay that way by recognizing that cancer needs to be found early. All right, now, next is thriving. Once you've survived, you are fortunate, but you also got a very clear sense of how lucky you are. So you go on and thrive. And you get to live with your family. These are my children. I get to see them graduate. I get to celebrate their birthdays. I get to spend the holidays with them. Things that I don't take for granted. I get to go out to dinner with them. I get to ride bikes with them, hike with them, canoe with them, do the fun things we love to do. Next, this is my lovely wife, Leah, who happens to be right over there. Give that lady a round of applause. Leah is full of love, but not so full that she didn't make me listen to her and go get that colonoscopy. She had had it done just the year before. So she's a perfect example of the kind of thing of just stop complaining and go get it done. Now, I get to continue to teach here at RIT, and I love working at RIT. I love working with the beautiful minds that come into my classroom and are eager to learn the things that we learn about the human body, its function, its adaptability, all the elements that are going to make them excellent healthcare providers. Over here, you'll see a slide that shows the exercise science program. I was very fortunate in being able to establish an exercise science program here at RIT. And this coming fall, we will have our first incoming class of freshman students. Thank you. I have been working on this plan for literally 20 years. Teaching exercise science here at RIT, building it from a certificate to a minor to now a major. And I did not want to be cut off right at the knees when the program was about to start. Instead, I get to stay here and see that program grow and develop and have students come here and earn degrees in exercise science and use that to help people to be fit and healthy and strong and athletic. So I'm totally psyched about that. All right? But I also always wanted to publish a novel. So while I was recovering from cancer, while I had to sit home and let my guts heal, I finished a manuscript I'd been working on and then realized if you're going to publish a novel, man, you got to get going. Time is not just forever. You got to make it happen. So I went through the process of editing it, getting it professionally looked at, got it published, and now this book is for sale. Thank you. So, yesterday, last night, and today, we had a book signing over at Barnes & Noble at RIT, and we sold out of all the copies we had and raised an additional $300 for the Cancer Society. The point of that is to thrive, is to recognize that there are opportunities for you to achieve the things you want to achieve in life. And I think you know that because you're here. You're striving, you're working, you're taking your classes, you're improving your education, you're developing skills and abilities that are going to define your career, where you're going to make prosperity for yourself and riches for other people. And I think that's kind of the message, is that whether it's with cancer or without, make sure that you're living your life with as much enthusiasm, as much vigor, as much goal-achieving opportunity as you can possibly do. If cancer comes to your life, that's going to only embolden you. If you find it early and get it treated earlier, you go on. We are beating cancer, one case at a time. People living full, active, energetic, productive lives right in the face of cancer. Not being cowed by it, not being limited by it, but overcoming it so that their lives continue to strive forward with strength, with vigor, with vitality. And we have to thank you for that, and I know this night is an opportunity to celebrate that. So this opening ceremony, that's what it's about. We want to cure cancer, we want to beat cancer, and it's not just going to happen at one point with a snap. It is happening case by case. I'm an example of that, and I'm grateful to you. Thank you very much. Let's have a great evening.